Hello and welcome back to HG Karting. As you can see, we are at the lovely Buckmore Park for our EKS round 3 of the South Series, and we are currently on our one flying lap for the one-shot qualifying that they offer. So we're back at Buckmore. I've not been to Buckmore in many a year now. It's where I first started outdoor karting. They just got a brand new fleet of Sodi RX10s, and we're going to see how we get on in the day. Quick spoiler ahead, it does not stay dry for the whole video, and it causes a fair bit of chaos. And that is our one-shot qualifying done. So we'll now jump into Heat 1 of the day, and we managed to qualify. So, as we're getting ready to go out here, I just want to say, I have got a brand new camera, so bear with if there's anything that looks a bit strange. I'm still figuring out all of the settings with this new one. And we're off. So straight away we're trying to keep to the inside here to hold the line into turn 1 and 2. We squeeze our way through here. Everyone starts to group up, so we keep it nice and tight. Got a guy around the outside here, coming into the first major braking zones of the first 2 hairpins. And not too much carnage on that one so far. Hang it around the outside here to try and get the better drive out through the down section. Give Cutting Material a little bump just to keep them back up to pace. So coming down to here, everyone's in the line trained up, and the guys ahead just brake a little bit too early and it caught me out, so I throw it down the inside for a nice little lunge. Managed to get that position, or 2 positions, sorry, and then we're now trying to push up to the rest of the pack. The thing I always find with doing, like recording in general, at the time I'm like, yep, this is good, this is good, this is good. And as soon as I start watching these videos back, I'm like, you missed this apex here. Look, we're getting, oh, you didn't get a good exit out of here, or you turned it in too early. And it helps me improve as a driver, because I'm actively thinking about it when driving then, so I'm trying to tidy up my lines earlier on and think about getting better exits out of corners to carry more speed through, especially in the RT10s. You want to carry speed through the exit of the corner instead of the speed into the corner. So we're starting to pull up to the pack in front now with Kart 13 just in front of us. And everyone's sort of in a train, so we're just sort of trying to catch up to the back of that and see if we can pick up any positions. You see some of the guys are arguing, which is slowing them down and allowing us to catch up, which is ideal for us. Heading through Cafe here, and you see 13's gone for a move, which has pushed kart number, is that 3? Out a little bit wider again. And they're arguing into the hairpins, which is just allowing us to really pull up right on the bumper of kart 3 here. So these guys arguing has really helped us out. As you see, we're not alongside, he knows we're there, so we sort of slot back in behind through the S's, which if you're going too wide, it's a bit sketchy. So again, we get a really good exit out there, pushing 3 along. He goes defensive, so we go out wide to try and carry speed up through Cafe, going into turn 1. You see we're bringing it back, I don't want to touch his bumper and then lose the speed that we have on him. So we throw it up the inside here, get late on the brakes into turn 1, it gives us room, so we just hold that nice tight inside line and get straight back on, just claiming that position. But he's not done. He comes back along the inside here, and luckily we had Cart 10 behind us who was sort of having to defend that position as well, which just allowed us to hold that position and then carry on, trying to move up the field a bit more. So, moving the camera back now, we see Cart 10's right on our bump here, and he darts for the move up the outside and I squeeze him, and EKS, the rules are if you squeeze in someone, you get a penalty for it, because it's not good racing. So we let him through. He was quicker than us anyway. Hopefully we can just stay on the back of him, and we can just sort of work together to get back up to the back of the main pack. Again, just keeping looking behind us, we see Cart 16 is also coming through. Now he took out the inside there. He's clearly ahead. Great. We'll slot him behind. Again, try and work together as he just signalled. Try and just keep pulling away from the guys behind and catching up to the pack in front. We see Cart 3 again tries to make another move, so sort of, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards in karting, so we're just trying to, we've had a few overtakes put on us, just get back in the headspace, back in, putting some solid laps in, trying to just slot in. So we skip forward a few laps, we've got back up to 16, 3 still behind us, 10's in front of us, and we're all catching Cart 13 here, so Cart 10 goes for a lunge down the inside. Cart 16 gets caught out by 13's braking, which allows us just to try and claim that position. But he does a really good job of defending it. I was ahead, so we're going to go too wide into the S's. Risky business, but he backed out and we took that position back. But because we've had that little argument, it's meant we've sort of fallen off Cart 10 and Cart 13, so we now got to claw our way all the way back up to the back of them. So, jumping forward now, we've still not closed the gap up. We see Cart 10's moved up a few positions, and again we've got 16 right behind us. We make a little mistake, he puts it up the inside. Again, he knows that corner he had us last time. We try and drive it out, it's not going to work. So again, just slot in behind. If we argue, we're only going to fall further away from the pack in front, so it might not be the sprinting mindset, but it's the smarter mindset to be. You see the guys in front of us are all starting to argue, which again is only holding them all up, and it means that we're able to draw in closer. And the guys ahead are arguing quite a bit. So we're on to the last lap here. We're just seeing if we can pick up any scrappy positions that happen, because someone can push wide or something's happened. So again, we see the guys here, they're really starting to argue now. And me and Cart 16 really closed up that gap. Again, give him little tap to push him through the really quicker. And sort of too wide through the S's, which makes work, but it's not great. So we go wide here for a better run through. But the cart took advantage of us going wide. So we hang it around the outside, which turns into the inside of the next corner. So now it's our corner here. So we're sort of just a drag race, but we've got the slipstream from cart 16. We hold it up the inside here. He washed out a bit wide, and we just clinched that position all the way down to the last lap there. Right, moving on to heat 2, and as you can see, it is not dry anymore. It was throughout this heat absolutely tipping it down. So we're just behind here, cart 8, with Ben, and me and Ben had a good battle through this. So we split this cart in between us here, and this corner here is garnished, and we just get a little tap, and we touch the red paint, and the red paint was so slippery we turned ourselves around there. So guy apologised, put our hand up, that's alright. Racing in the wet, stuff happens, you know, it catches everyone out, especially on the first lap. So going around here, just now trying to think about recovering up to the position we were in, or just trying to get as close back to where we were. We've been knocked all the way back down to the end of the grid here, so trying out seeing where's wet and where's dry, and what lines we're trying to be on. You can see there's loads of spray coming up from the carts. It was absolutely soaking, and I don't think anyone had a rain suit on. So up the inside through to Cafe here, coming back in to start finish. And it's you see this, it's sunny, but it's also wet. So we go full wet line here. Cart 16 tries the dry line, it didn't work out. So now we're just trying to not lock ourselves up under braking. Again, right round the outside for the wet line here. Cart 17 plummets into the barrier. And we're just taking quite traditional wet line where we can. And we go on the red here, and again it catches us out. We spin ourselves around, put ourselves into the barrier this time, and lose all the positions we just managed to regain. So, jumping forward a lap here now. Coming around, we're on the outside here. Get a nice run because we got better grip. And think about putting it on cart 4. Instead we take out a nice wide wet line, try and pick up the speed through Cafe into turn 1. You can see we're really gaining, we just got a better exit here. And he hits that curve again and just sends him off, and you've got to lift in that situation. So throw it in, full lock on the wheel, catch some grip, and just feather the throttle and steer him through that corner. Now again, we're on that wet line here. Coming out, doing a lot of leaning to try and shift our weight around to help the cart get around. And that's really starting to rain. Really bad. You see cart 12 done the same mistake, but he didn't lose it like we did. So we throw it out the inside here, hang it right round the outside, try and do a cut back so we get a better run, which we managed to do. And then take out back onto our wet line here, as we've got cart 2 with Mackenzie Senior coming through and absolutely pulling away from us here. So now we've got to try and catch back up to Mackenzie. Again, skipping forward a few laps here. So we try to pull off a similar move where we're taking that longer line, but we get a better run, exit out the corner. Sort of think about a lunge here. Do a little bit of rubbing, but nothing too bad. Again, we hang it around the outside, trying to get the better drive. Sort of not really getting it. Back in front, follow through for another one. second break, we see someone else go off into hairpin 1. Again, it sort of brings the pack back in, which means there's a bit of traffic to negotiate here. By following Mackenzie through, feathering the throttle, you can hear it feathering. We sort of lock onto the back and sort of get ourselves in here. Give him room so he's not on the paint, because that was not a nice day here, and we managed to keep it on. Again, he's straight up the inside, so confident on the brakes, like crazy. I didn't have that confidence at this point in the race. Taken again, wet line, we touched that red paint, which just sort of means we have to get off the throttle just to not turn ourselves 360 degrees here. Catching back up here behind Mr. Ben, who does some drifting halfway through the straight. We're right behind him. Sort of think about sending up the inside. He doesn't see us, so we're not going to put it in there. We're just going to keep our car, and they're right next to me. You can see how wet it is. It was like sailing a boat, honestly. Crazy. Good fun, mate. Really, really good fun. And sort of trying to just get our exit speeds better here. So he sees us now. We put it up the inside. Sort of midway through the track, Ben goes for a switchback, almost worked. Even a little rock on there, it was great fun. And we go single file through the S's here. As we're coming through to the bottom of the circuit, he comes back alongside, and we're just trying to hold it here. We go wide, taking the wet line to try and get back across. Cut off that, goes for the switchback. I guess that's a little nod of respect there, it's some good racing. Gets back in front, we go all the way around, try and carry speed out of the corner, which we managed to get. Running up through Cafe, we're gaining speed on him. Now he pushes off that bumper, which just sends him a bit too wide here. So now we've got the outside line, which is the wet line, which is the better line to be on. We can do nice on our brakes, just push that speed all the way around as we've got grip. Down into the braking zone here. Then keeps it on the inside. We hang it around the outside. He's looking behind for everyone else. Again, late on the brakes here. Keep it tidy this time. Feather the throttle. Mackenzie comes through out of nowhere. Picked up 2 positions for free. We just slot him back behind. Pull him back alongside. Think about going for a move here. It was drying out a little bit. Kept it on circuit here. Again, you can hear the throttle really feathering it. Didn't go for a switchback this time. I think Ben would have been putting him under pressure, so it helps us to get clear of that. And we start getting back on it, and you see how wet it was. The guys in the lead pack totally checked out. We're just here for a good time, not a long time. Moving forward, on to the final lap of Heat 2. And we see the pace carts out to catch us all at the end of the race. Go through, still on the wet line. You can see it stopped raining, but there's still a load of water. And it just makes the surface look like a complete mirror. It was quite weird. It was not drying out at this point, but it was definitely drying, but not. You're still taking full wet line through here. So again, taking our wet line through here, getting on the brakes, trying to just keep momentum moving forward in the car. I don't claim to be a master in the wet. It's something I've got a lot of practice on this year so far, more so than any other year I've been karting, but still a lot to learn. As we absolutely are about to obliterate a puddle straight in the face, and we come across the line to finish Heat 2. It's just eating a grape. So, into Heat 3, here we go. Final heat of the day. It's still wet. It's a lot drier. Got our best grid position to date at Buckmore Park. Into turn 1. Ready for carnage. Everyone keeps it quite tidy. We go round the outside here, or cart 13 doesn't work. So we're just on hanging it out. We know the wet lines now. Trying to keep it clean, keep it on the wet line, get through the first lap here. So we see a few people squirming for a bit of position. We just slot back in, see what's going on. So we give car 13 a bit of a bump. Not intentional, he was just braking. We've got Mr. Ben throwing it up the inside, down into the boot. Absolute madman. And we have to let him go, because that was a great move. Slot back in behind, give him a nice little bump, make sure we're not losing too much speed to everyone else. I was really happy to work together with Ben if he wanted to. We've got Mackenzie Senior here, kart 7, end up all three of us having a great battle. So we go 3 wide into turn 1. I sort of bail out, but not really. Keep it up the inside. There was loads of grip, which I was really surprised about. And again, trying to keep it clean. Don't want to be spin myself or get spun again, because it's not fair. We've got a better exit than Ben, so we throw out the inside here. Add just a bit more grip, but not enough to make the move stick. Sliding onto the red, put my pants a little bit, trying to get off of it, and ease off of it. So we go wide here to help get that cut back. Ben went quite deep. Give him a bump just to make sure he's keeping alongside with 13. Arguing it, we switch back, try again, get that drive up into Cafe, which we do, so we're now alongside with Ben. Car had a little bit more power, so we hang it around the outside here. Again, we go off here. 100% track limits, give Ben the position back. Kart 2 takes advantage of that. So does Kart 14 here. So we lost 2 positions, but fair racing is fair racing. You know, track limits, it's not fair. We'll move on. The guys here get all out of position, going a bit wide, catching maybe a bit too much water. So we managed to switch back through that. As they start, Kart 2 starts to try and come back. Let them through there. Carrying enough speed. Put it up the inside here. Get it a bit wrong. And end up off the track. So rejoin. Positions are given back. Go for a switch back straight away. Getting a good run. Past Kart 14, past Kart 2. Back up behind Mr. Ben. And now we're starting to figure out where the track seems to be drying out. Let me see. Got track limits. I was just looking forward. Can't remember the kart. So I just put my hand up to race control. Say, yep, sorry, my bad. And then we'll carry on with a bit of racing. So we're on the inside now with Mr. Ben on the outside. Try and keep it there. It's starting to dry up, so we hang it around, keep it around the outside here, take the wet line again. Ben's on the inside here, takes it a bit wide here, opening up the door for us just to slide straight through. So we now got a massive gap behind us and 4 karts behind us, very close. I'm going to just try and put our head down, put in some decent-ish wet laps, and catch up to the guys in front. So, skipping forward a lap here, we started to sort of catch up to the guys ahead. We started experimenting a bit with our lines to see where we got a bit more grip. Now it's starting to dry out a bit. And guys up ahead are all arguing, which is good. It's very good for us. It means that it's going to be easier for us to catch up to the back of that pack. So, as we do, we see Kart 7, Kart 4 and the other kart that's now behind all going bumper to bumper, bit pushy. We slot in, cart 4's ahead as another cart's off here, so hang it round the outside, more grip, trying to carry a bit more speed, just keep it tight. We managed to get the exit, but we got tapped, so we lose a bit of speed there. Above that. Again, round the outside, up nice and tight to try and pull some speed through for the straight down to cafe and turn 1. Moving forward, the same lap, a bit later on, cart 4 and cart 7 are arguing again. We put it up the inside here, we get cart 4, we've now got cart 7 ahead of us, who we're chasing down. You can really see how wet this section of the track was, and I cannot express how wet I was by the end of the day. So we've caught up to cart 7, we've got cart 1 ahead of them. These guys are starting to argue. We're sort of just pulling up to the side of them. We're getting a better exit out of this corner for whatever reason. And he was looking for us on the inside here. We weren't there, but we're about to be. So we're losing speed. Drop back. Regroup. We come through. We've got definitely more speed now coming down here. So points us. I don't know if he points us through or gave us a thumbs up. I don't know. But we're going out. Tap the brakes. Get turned in onto the normal apex, and we seem just to get a really good run here. And we just keep our nose in, and manage just to catch it, and we're back on the grippy line, so we manage just to take that position and pull away with it. So, moving forward now. Last lap of the day. Cart 1's still ahead of us. We're catching, not great speed. We've got all of the carts close behind us that we've taken throughout the heat. So last time of doing this in the wet for a while, hopefully. Into turn number 2, still on the outside wet line, cutting into the middle of the track, staying away from that red paint, through the S's, keeping it fairly pinned, taking a bit of curb on exit, none of this red paint. Again, little lift, dab of the brakes just to get us back locked in. Now go nice and wide out here, touch in to get back on sort of more onto the traditional line because it was working for us earlier, and we pull right up to the back of cart 1. So if we can get a good exit here, not touch that red paint, which washes us completely out, allowing Mackenzie Senior here to come in. We try and keep our nose in it, but at the end of the day we got to bottle it out here. So try and get a run here now, which we're pulling alongside. We might get him, but that was it at the end of the day. Good little battle to end it, and that is it for this video. Thank you very much for staying with us, if you're still here. I know there's only like 20 people that will watch this, so if you're one of them 20 people, congratulations, you made it all the way to the end. The next video that's going to be coming out is us for the 24 hours of the first ever Kart Silverstone 24-hour race. We've done 3 stints in that, and there's a lot of footage, including starting the race, and it was absolutely hectic. So stay tuned, look forward to that next video, and if you got all the way here, thank you very much for watching. It means a lot. Have a good one.